Now, this show, said many times, is not all about me. It's not all about my information. And from time to time, I like to include pieces from some of our members. And these next two pieces are both from two of our members. I'm sure you will all enjoy them. So the first one is a poem. I am rogue, hear me roar, working to bring the light and nothing more. Creating through action a better future we will see, one for all people. It's time to be free. Many wish for the darkness and they work against the light. They work to cause havoc and delight in the fright. Nothing will delay this action towards good. All shall be uncovered. We shall see under the hood. The light will quell the darkness and calm the night. I stand guard over the children to deliver them from their plight. No more destruction, no more shall it be. Time for everyone, for the all to see. I am a keeper of truth, and my ray burns bright. I am rogue, and I am a warrior for the light. So we did a piece about what is value. And this second piece by one of the members says, what is important in terms of value is how much service we can give to the world and how much we can get done and how much better we can make things. These are important things. These are all that are important. A bank account never measured the worth of a man, his ability to help measure his worth, and that's all. A bank account can assist no one to help, but where it ceases to do that, it becomes useless. For man, the value of survival is having food, shelter, job, peace, friends, and schools. For spirit, the value of freedom. As of today, the value of survival and of freedom has a price. Constant and continual alertness is the price of survival and of freedom. Constant willingness to fight back is the price of survival and of freedom. A man has no more value than that he can help others. Now, in the book of Origins, chapter 10, verse 7, it says there are 7 absolute values, which are love, truth, beauty, wisdom, goodness, creativity, and justice. Thanks to both of you for contributing to our show. Next is John Darash has sent out a group email from National Liberty Alliance. We'll have more on them later. And he said, only the people can save our republic. And I agree. And he gave a quote out that Donald Trump says, our movement is about replacing a failed and corrupt political establishment with a new government controlled by you, the American people. And Jefferson said, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free in a state of civilization, it expects what never was and will never be. And he's stating our sheriffs are as ignorant to the Constitution as we are, and only you can change that. And it's the very least you can do. And so he's asking you to go to nationallibertyalliance.org/county-sheriff-project and join their campaign for constitutional sheriffs. Now, a retired sheriff, Richard Mack, who's the founder of the Constitutional Sheriffs and Peace Officers Association, has been training county sheriffs for more than a decade on how to keep their oath of office. Now, due to the excessive tyrannical COVID dictates terrorising the nation, there is a newfound demand for the services of the CSPOA, and they recently started a monthly Ask Sheriff Mac Any Question You Want call-in programme to educate people on the constitutional role of county sheriffs. And in his most recent call in August, he revealed that he'd been in contact with sheriffs in California and that they claimed that there are at least 40 sheriffs in California who oppose Governor Newsom. That's out of 58 sheriffs. Next up, the word vindictive. The act to seek revenge, marked by or resulting from a desire to hurt or be spiteful. But what happens when that act comes back to bite the one implementing it? Time always tells. True intent matters in this next phase, and all will see. We have spoken about the 4-year loop and the strange quirks of life and the 4-year loop that I became aware of in 2013 and presented later in shows once I got a personal confirm, in fact there was several, has reared up some interesting correlations for me again this year. On May the 4th, 2016, I went against information put out about Neil Keenan, and we parted ways. On May the 4th, 2020, Kim and I had a minor disagreement about words Kim had said to me, and we parted ways. In August 2016, Neil Keenan launched a technology of which was a biohealing device that cost a lot of money. In August 2020, Kim launched a technology biohealing device that costs a lot of money. The only difference between the two is Neil backed off and in part apologised in July. Now, Tank gave an impassioned speech last Friday, and the promise of student loans being eliminated by Mr. Trump in the speech over the weekend. Saturday and Sunday came and went like the previous Monday promise, and it wasn't delivered. And it's all very disappointing. Now, following on from my raising concerns about the biomachine, not who is promoting it, in a small excerpt of their last show, there was talk about the machine and how all the software in the machines are corrupted when attempted to be used in America. Further evidence came forward of the same machines being reverse engineered and also being corrupted. Now, they at Lifeforce have stated they're going to acquire the original non-corrupted machines direct from the manufacturer and the designer of the product. Trump was supposed to announce this machine to the American public also, and failed to do so. Perhaps it would be better to not announce anything ahead of time, as it looks bad when the public are let down following failed promises. Making sensational headline-grabbing promises on a weekly or bi-weekly basis, all of which have failed to date, is not the way forward for any show, new or otherwise. and sadly resembles most of the rest of the alt media circuit over the duration it has been running. But this show was meant to be different, honest and upfront, delivering real news, and not, as one member put it, turning it into an infomercial broadcast with glitz and glam. All image-based and no substance, which resembles the mainstream media which we are trying to replace, not add to. Now, the trustee has stated she will buy one for each state, at least, with the trust funds. And some people have asked me, how can she pay for these machines and yet not fund the people? And perhaps that can be answered in their next show. And to be clear, yet again, this is not a challenging or trick question. Now the line in the sand. This is a synopsis of many, many comments made to me over the past few months. Much has been said in private. Many people are unhappy. Some people are angry at the rejection of them, and some are furious. Mainly females, that another female public figure has gone astray and basically gone away from the common touch of we the people, and followed the well-trodden elite path of ego, bad manners, and general arrogance. And that is what is and has been said. Not my words. They will come later. Not by a few, but by many people. And it's not limited to our group either, as several of their own members and people out of the National Liberty Alliance have expressed disgust and aghast at what has unfolded in the Life Force and UNC groups. Some people have tried to fix that. Some people left our group to follow the money program, and that is okay. You follow your own path based on how far you have developed. Now, some of their own members have come to me recently and apologised to me. Some of their members and even some of the Team Bubba members have now asked to join or rejoin THI again in the past 2 weeks. Will they be let back into the group? In most cases, yes. People make mistakes in life, including me. And it's all about all of us learning those lessons that mistakes bring, and then doing things in a better way in the future. So the gist of what was said was we at THI were right all along. Me personally, I don't care too much about being proven right. I wish it would never have taken place to begin with. But some people will always have agendas, follow their own self-importance path, and believe the lies to fulfill their base levels and agendas. As said time would tell, and it appears it has. So what is my opinion and my thoughts? Yes, I am fully aware of what is and has gone on in their group recently, including plans to bring me and THI down from as far as October last year. Although that person has tried that since September 2018, it failed. The same person tried to do the same to National Liberty Alliance, harvesting ideas and members for donations that ultimately went missing. And it's funny how only THI has to make every cent accountable, and yet nobody else does, particularly in the world of Tank. How about some transparency, Tank, of where all of the funds donated via 6 to 8 separate donation schemes has been spent? Money going missing out of the accounts being emptied, people paying thousands of dollars to help with the startup of Lifeforce UNC and then being blocked out of the group, people being vetted to just go on a call, all very old system and over officious that, or paranoia was set in. Either way, it is not conducive to an open and welcoming group. Further issues with security and apps, and Tank lying to the public of he made a mistake with the password. No one bought it, Tank. The question is, and remains to be answered, is why do you need a facial recognition, fingerprint and tracking app to join an internet group to begin with? The lure of the funds should not overlook the need to protect yourself from being data mined. Everyone has an app. It's called a brain. And if only more people used it. An element of overcharging for the bio machines. Several of you have come forward over that. And I promise you, that's not the all of it. But you get the gist. And it's all very sad. One high-profile member has already been bombed out, another expected to follow, and it's all imploding, which again I find sad. People would say I shouldn't after what they've done, but I do. It's not about me or even THI, it is about all the people coming together. And this group to date has done nothing but make empty promises that failed. Although my own personal position of that is known to the trustee, it is said often enough as to why many of those promises have failed as far back as December 2018. Did she listen? Clearly not. It has split the movement going forward that THI had assembled with other groups, the likes of Randy Morgans, Jimmy Brent, Ava Cohen, National Liberty Alliance and Alan. All except the NLA guys have left, and left a strew of carnage. All because of one person with an overinflated self-importance, who not only wanted my job, a job he cannot do, I might add, but he wanted the trustee job as well. And I'm paraphrasing a quote from February this year. Quote, "Look, Kim, you have to hand over the role of the trustee to me because you're a woman and no one is or will listen to you. They will only listen to me." Unquote. That was Tank. And that was told to me by Kim. And that is indicative of that man. I guess your fortune tellers or mystics were fake as well, Tank. And the other, despite her higher status, cannot apologise or act in the right manner, the latter of which has been telling people total lies to cover her own failings. Time will always tell on your own actions. While some played vindictive, I got vindicated. And the only winners of all this is the old system, riddled with division, self-importance rather than doing important work, envy and vindictiveness, arrogance and lies. And why we the people have always struggled to build a momentum of a group for and by the people. New ventures only work now with the right intent. And none of them started off that group with the right intent. Only one person will get all the flack for all this carnage, as only one person in the group carries titles and positions. But that one person wants to play ego and big fish in a very small pond that is filled with piranha. And at some point, whether she's directly orchestrating all of this or not, it becomes a case of guilt by association. Prominent people all around the world are looking on aghast. This is not how the mitochondrial Eve should be acting, dividing good people and spreading lies. It's just not. Whether speaking to me again or not, it becomes irrelevant if you have destroyed the foundation you had been built upon and around you. And ultimately, she is the one who takes the fall. Reputations take a long time to build, but collapse an awful lot quicker. And rebuilding them takes even longer. And that is the legacy of what has unfolded in the past 4 to 6 months. And still to this day, that fills me with not satisfaction that I was proven right, but of deep sorrow of what has unfolded. According to some higher up the chain, and I've heard this from several now, what they are thinking now is that I was the brains behind it all and Kim was just some dumb blonde. That is and never was the case. But that is now the perception she has now created. I'm asking for our members who are involved now or in the past with John, Carl and Gerard to step up, please. As National Liberty Alliance has undergone a harvesting of their members and ideas by Lifeforce and UNC channels with their plagiarised assemblies. If they were genuine about the people, they would have joined their members with the more established National Liberty Alliance group last year. They didn't, and elements within their group are intent on destroying the few groups left in the alt media working for and by the people. So, it is now also obvious now of what I knew a long time back. A plot to isolate me and our group and then destroy it with a plethora of lies. Look at those who have left in the past 6 months. 4 show host connections. Practically all of the shows I have been on in the past. Plus, National Liberty Alliance came under attack. The trustee. And whether she's involved in it or not is irrelevant at this point. Well, guess what? I and we are now in our bubble of isolation, and yet we are all still here, fighting, and dare I say it, flourishing. Another failed plot. I will always do and say what is right for our listeners at THI. Our show is not for the all, but it tells you the raw facts and truths too many do not want to hear. And time will and has proven our show correct on many occasions. All done and stated at great cost and sacrifice to my own life, and largely not for my benefit either. It is done for your benefit, not mine. I have accumulated a vast quantity of knowledge, insight and wisdom, and I don't need intel with those skill sets. All done in a way that allows for understanding, processing, healing, and a path to the future for us all. I said we would think and act different, and we have. I said we would all combine with an equal say and footing, and we have. I said we would build a family, and we have. Not I have, but we have. And no money-based character looking and acting like a used car salesman will alter that fact. Period. Even the dinar people are after him now. I guess you reap what you sow. I was asked today, as further interesting revealings have come to my attention, a question of would I support or protect Kim in the future. My answer was, providing she does the right things, I will support her. But she is and has been way off track for many months now and barely recognisable. Ultimately, it all comes down to her. Whilst others rose, only she fell. But that was her lesson to overcome and redeem herself and the mission. What about us? They are horrible pieces that I don't particularly like doing, and we've had to do far too many of them. But I will speak what needs to be said. In essence, many people, I'm like the gun, the trigger. People often load the bullets because I'm perceived to be in a heightened position when I'm not really. I'm no higher or lower than any of you. But I'm left to fire the bullets. The bullets of truth. Bullets are painful. Do I feel great about being vindicated in many ways? Not really. I wish the whole episode had never happened. But I or we cannot be responsible for the behaviour of others who fall short. But I and we can be responsible should that person or people put a hand up, that we will reach down and elevate them. That is what I and THI are all about.